Greetings, life forms, wherever you're receiving us. This is Justin.
And Matt.
And I'm recording this show under protest because who the podcasts at 9 o'clock on a Sunday morning? My name is Landon Doan.
Coming in hot. Hot takes, just like hot cakes. which I would love to have a nice stack of hot cakes right now.
Tasty cakes would be great.
Yeah. I like McGriddles.
Well,
I feel like it's the perfect mix of garbage and good.
McGriddles are a little too sweet for me.
Yeah, I'm with Jay on this one.
I like savory in the morning.
I love sugar.
Savory in the morning is my preference. But this is an episode. Well, see, I started to say Nerd News Cafe and episode at the same time, and that's where you get an episode. So this is an episode 44 of Erd News Cafe.
Po Naughty's perfect.
God.
And we are here on a Sunday morning, as we've referenced. It is early for our recording, but it looks like I'm looking around the table, and we all have a similar coffee, a similar beverage choice this morning. So let's get it started. Matt, you've got yours is concealed. I can tell where Landon's came from, so let's go ahead and let him tell us about his beverage.
Yeah, the joke's on you. I had to switch over from whiskey about 4 hours ago. I made a stop at McDonald's, and I got McHot and Fresh coffee for $1. So it's not the best thing in the world, but it certainly isn't the worst thing in the world for $1.
I like McCafe coffee.
Hey,
Yeah.
have you had Chick-fil-A coffee? That's acid.
Yeah, I don't.
Battery acid.
Yeah, I don't like Chick-fil-A coffee.
No one does. No one does.
Yeah, that really does feel like the one thing that they don't do well.
Nope.
But
They
you know
cannot
what?
make it happen.
If that's the worst thing that they're doing, I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
I love your chicken nuggets. Chick-fil-A, give us stuff.
Give us
I
stuff.
like their frosted lemonades.
Ooh, that stuff is good. Put a little vodka
all
in that. Yeah. Set them up, country
Not
music.
approved by Chick-fil-A.
Or is it? No, it's
Or
not.
is it? It's
My
not.
pleasure.
Oh, no.
Matt, what have you got there?
In my steel can of power,
Yeah,
I have
it
got
does look like a canister of ooze or something.
Trader Joe's organic shade-grown Ethiopian coffee.
Okay.
Medium dark roast.
All right.
They make good coffee.
And it looks like you've got it mixed up a little bit there.
I have got Trader Joe's hazelnut creamer in there because I don't drink anything black.
Wow.
I have sugar on my sugar.
Apparently, Matt's drink is sponsored by Trader Joe's. So
Yeah.
Trader Joe's also give us stuff.
Trader Joe's, where my wife goes to shop. Because as a husband, you have no choice.
Are you enjoying that beverage, though?
It's delicious.
Nice. Yep, refreshing. I went back to West Rock Coffee today, and this time we
You're
have
back to the Rock.
the Mesa Morning Blend. And I really like this. I like West Rock. Both things I've had of theirs, that East African and the Mesa, they're both really good. I found out a fun fact about coffee this week, and I wanted to share it because
Now it's coffee pack.
it is.
Yeah,
well,
seriously.
hey, if we're going to be talking about drinks, I feel like we should bring some information to the table. So,
We do have cafe in our title. He's
yeah.
right.
So here we go.
Oh, no, I'm not against it. I'm not against anything he really talks about.
I wager
Jokes
to bet,
will be made, though.
I wager to bet you all didn't know this. Did you realize light roast coffee has a higher caffeine content than dark roast?
Get your wallet ready. I knew it.
Because as you roast it longer, it actually there's a chemical
Percolates out.
reaction that gets rid of the caffeine.
Huh.
Yeah.
Dark roast is flavor, not caffeine.
You
Yeah.
know, I learned something today.
See, there you go. So that's why, I always say I like the light roast. I like the like breakfast blends and things like that.
You're more alert.
My favorite Starbucks is the Veranda blend, but I typically
Brag.
I get the light roast, but I do make it stronger. Like I'll usually do stronger than the recommended.
Recommended. There's a button that says don't do it. He just hits it. He's like, screw you, Keurig.
The recommended measurements. But so there you go. So actually, the reason is my body's like, I want all that caffeine. Give me the light roast, and I didn't even realize it.
That makes sense.
You know what's tragic about this whole bit of information? You have told me this before. That's why I know it.
Well,
But I didn't.
There was a conversation. He's like, I just learned this today. He's like, no, you didn't.
I didn't.
You just remembered it.
I didn't say I learned it today.
Did you? I thought you said you
No,
learned.
I
was the one that said I learned something
okay.
today.
Yeah.
I was
Your
referencing
voices sound
Kyle
so
from South
similar.
Park.
We had-
Yeah, I know, right? Especially it's not like you can look at us and
Nope.
tell us
Nope.
apart.
I keep my eyes closed the whole podcast, guys.
Jay and I were practically identical,
about 'em.
other than our face and our body and our hair. But other than that, spit image.
Well, we're all three bearded white dudes, so
That is true.
if somebody was to walk up on the other side of this window and look at us, they're like, "Is this like a clone podcast?" Or something?
Did you see any robes on the floor? Just kidding. That was a joke.
Yeah, that clone in the middle was left in the oven a little bit too long.
Oh, dear.
Take that, fat clone.
No one knew you were in the middle. That could have been a shot at anybody.
I know.
Yeah.
No.
I got
Like,
that
who's he-
Landon guy. He's an a-hole.
That guy's a jerk.
Yep.
No, I think I've pretty much established who the a-hole is in this one now.
Yeah, we actually had to kind of talk about that on social media last week when Troll Matt with flamethrower action showed up. That was fun.
Hey,
had an
just
interesting
calling it how I see it. When you're behind the plate, you just give what you see.
Oh, boy. I don't think that's a deterrent phrase, but we'll go with it.
It's baseball season, baby.
It is, yeah.
Baseball season.
Go Cubs.
Go Indians. Go Tribe.
I'm going to do a little a new feature today. I'm going to dig into the mailbag because
The mailbag.
We did
Mailbag,
get a lot of interaction this last week, and one of my goals for our podcast is to make this a very interactive experience for our fans and those who follow and interact with us on our multiple social media outlets. So the first thing I wanted to do is this be like a corrections department thing. The fart swamp is actually called from Labyrinth.
I think it was your stoic face that said fart swamp.
That is not the official term.
like
did
it,
not.
though. I like
did not think it was going to be.
But according to Eric Lehman at Luke Knows BJJ on Twitter, it is called the Bog of Eternal Stench.
I
No,
knew it had a name.
Fart swamp.
Fart swamp. Sorry, guy. He seemed very passionate about that movie, and I get it, man. I will go to battle over Back to the Future. I'll make jokes, but I'm tell you right now, you start bashing my Back to the Future, knives come out.
I don't think we were bashing it.
No,
we,
no, no.
We just said
I'm
things
just saying,
wrong.
but he's just like, well, yeah, and I'm like, they said the reflux,
Capacitor.
resistor. I was like, morons. Immediate email or Twitter.
Yeah.
Though I do just want to point out, Fart Swamp has a really nice
I
ring
like
to
Fart
it.
Swamp.
Well,
Hey, they are talking
they're making
about
a sequel,
rebooting
or
or reimagining it.
Reimagining. It's supposed to be a sequel.
welcome to Fart Swamp.
Fart Swamp. Well, we used to call it the Eternal.
Labyrinth 2, welcome to Fart Swamp.
Are you listening to Hollywood? We're giving you great ideas. We're just money coming out of our...
That's essentially what it was. They just didn't say
he
it.
had another correction, too. About
Yeah, I've got it. The juggling.
The fushigi.
The crystal ball
Yeah.
magic. So apparently...
Do you know what fushigi is? Do you ever remember the commercials where you could get the
yeah.
ball and learn how to
yeah.
roll it across your hands and stuff like that? It was called fushigi.
I was led to believe it would lead you to lots of dates.
Oh yeah, that actually was on the top. Get women
Yeah.
or men.
Wasn't
And
that
this
in
is
the
or men.
commercial that ran on Nickelodeon, I think?
Fushigi? Yeah, because right after it was like you get those really cool skate shoes.
Oh, those were... No, I hated those.
hated
I
those
worked
too.
retail. I so wanted kids to bite it when they would come in my store on those things. Like, come on, just take that turn. Take that turn. Take that turn too fast.
Damn stick.
Anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
I just call them panty removers.
Oh dear.
I'm talking about the skate shoes.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
No, so actually, according to Eric, there was a real life juggler that was behind him, basically reaching the arms through.
I watched it. There's a
And you could
video
tell?
on YouTube. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
It's really cool because my whole life, I thought, damn, David Bowie is the man. Look at the way he twirls and things. And there was
good
some
though.
other references that when you get older that you can make about him doing what he's doing with crystal balls, but that you don't quite understand as a child. But anyway, so when you watch this video, this guy, like David Bowie's like standing here and his arm is through David Bowie's armpit and he's catching the ball and spinning it around in his hand as he talks. So he has to go in coordination with David Bowie's acting.
That was one of my favorite.
You
Whose
have to
Line
watch
Is
it. It's
Anyway
crazy.
games. If you guys ever watched,
Oh
Whose
yeah, the
Line Is It
arms
Anyway?
through.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love that one.
I always like
Ryan
the one.
Stiles, Colin. What was his
Somebody-
name? Colin Kaepernick. Yeah, that's it.
Exactly. Yeah.
I like-
He got in trouble because he took knees before every show, right?
Sorry,
Terrible.
I trampled on Matt.
No.
Go for it.
I was going to say I'm with you on the Ryan Stiles. Isn't he the tall one?
Yeah.
Okay,
That was
I
Ryan
like when the hands were through him and he had to do
Yeah.
the talking because he would I don't know, but his facial motions always went to the hands because they were like, had the hand on the chin and he would turn his chin and I'm like, this guy's got it down. He must do this at home.
Oh yeah, those guys were seasoned improv professionals. Now Eric did tell us he really enjoyed the trailer, so and he was a little irked at your reaction to it,
Well,
Matt.
he's just going to have to deal with it.
So I'm just telling you that
He's just going to have to deal with it.
you might be making enemies out there.
I don't think I'm making enemies. I'm making frenemies.
Hey, as long as they click, I don't care if they like you or not, man. Clicks count just the same whether you like us
Landon
or you hate
has
us.
no love for me this morning.
5 stars are the only review. So.
We did get another 5-star review, but I because I don't have anything Apple associated, I can't see it.
Oh, we should give them a shout out then. We'll have to look it up, and maybe we'll do that on the third. I choked on Thursday.
He can't say ends or Thursday.
No,
What? Hold on.
What?
What's the day after Wednesday?
I'm gonna WebMD. What's going on
The
here?
day before Friday. So Friday Eve, on the Friday Eve show, we will give them a shout out. We'll do that. But I also wanted to mention
You got African polio. It's what it says. I'm
after
sorry.
after Andrew C. won his comic last week, he told us that it was a little difficult setting up the Marvel app. So he had some issues with the code. So
Yeah, he hit me up personally. He on direct message, and he was asking me if there was any issues with the Marvel app, and I said no. He said he was going to talk to customer service, which he said their customer service was really nice. But basically, if you sign up through Facebook, Google Plus, or maybe they let you do it through Twitter too. I'm not sure what the options are. It's the only options I've ever seen on other ones. But if you do that, you have to complete your account, or it will not let you enter codes or buy things because you don't have a credit card associated or something of that nature. So.
Okay. So keep that in mind for future winners, because we'll keep on doing this on the Thursday eps. And if you win the code, just make sure you fully set up the account.
Make sure you get an official account.
And let me say this, Matt did make reference, you do have to put in a credit card. You are not being charged for this code that you win from us. Anything you purchase past the code that you get, that'd be on you. But the free digital code is still free. So feel confident. It don't feel like we're trying to take your money.
No. And but it is
But
encouraging.
please send us money.
Yes,
please.
exactly. Send us money always. But it is encouraging. Your credit card's already on there. Go ahead and peruse and see if there's something you want.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right.
Especially those foreign comics that Justin brought up that one time that are almost unachievable.
But they're out there.
They are out there.
In the digital age, I feel like we can achieve
Somebody will
anything.
scan them at some point.
Yeah.
That is true.
At least you could. I would feel like you could probably get your hands on the Valerian one.
Yeah, the Valeria one I would think would be ready available if it's not a reprint or something like that.
Yeah. So, all right. I think it's time to get into some headlines because we got a ton to talk about and not enough time to talk about it. So let's get on into those Twitter headlines. As always, if you'd like to follow along, play along with us as we go, you can go to our Twitter account. That's @nerd_news_cafe. Take a look at our likes, take a look at our tweets, and you will see it was another eventful week, as it always is. Some pretty big news came out this week.
Big news, it seemed like.
Yeah, some big stuff. So we're going to get right into it. First of all, I wanted to talk about the Guardians of the Galaxy news.
Oh, yeah, that's insane to me. I was
So
like, it's a whole movie attacked on.
Yeah.
It is, yeah.
They announced there will be five, count them, 5. You can count them on one hand if you've got 5 fingers. All the post-credit scenes for Guardians of the Galaxy. So
Sorry, Landon.
No.
I'm wondering,
6-fingered man.
you can still count it on one hand. He just have an extra one left over.
Exactly.
But one's left out. Which one do you choose on? Is it the pinky you leave out or the second ring finger? Or the second index?
Actually, the middle finger I'm giving you now.
Oh, that one. That guy's always up.
So I guess I just wanted to talk about this for a minute because we don't know what the contents of those scenes are going to be, of course. But my first question to you all is, are you a fan of the post-credit scene world we live in with these Marvel movies? Is it something that you enjoy?
Yeah, I don't think it's something that necessarily takes away from the overall enjoyment of the movie. It's almost kind of like a cherry on top, just like, oh, it's a sweet Sunday and a little bit extra just to go with it. But it's like 5, it's like, that's a lot.
It's a lot.
Again, but I don't know if I'm necessarily against it because everything that has come out this week that Guardians 2 is building towards, it's obviously building towards the Guardians meeting up with the Avengers in Infinity Wars, and James Gunn has said that the Guardians is now a trilogy, so it's building towards that third movie. So I don't necessarily mind it having 5 post-credit scenes.
Right. Matt?
I like being an elitist. I like sitting in a theater and watching people leave and go, suckers, every damn one of you, bye-bye.
I will readily admit I do the same.
Yep. I'm
Like
like,
people getting up, walking out, it's like,
Stupid. Yeah. You say it on your breath. Stupid.
But here's what happens to those of us who enjoy the post-credit scenes now: is we go to every movie like, should we wait and watch the credits
I
just
have
in
sat-
case something happens afterwards?
You know, I sat to the end of Manchester at the Sea, and there were no post-credit scenes, but I sat.
But I think it's a good thing too, because it does make you sit there and maybe, you know, recognize like the names in the credits, like you, because you're just sitting there, you've got nothing else. You might be chatting with your neighbor about, oh man, that was awesome, I like this part of the movie, but you're also gonna take notice of certain things, like who was the gaffer, the second gaffer on this,
The grip.
Who was the grip?
I was careful.
Well, and like you made reference, sometimes if you're watching the credits, you can see what is going to be alluded to in the tease, because I talked very glowingly about Kong Skull Island, and ahead of that post-credit trailer, it lists all those names of these, you know, iconic monsters. So you're like, okay, deduction skills real quick. They did not get referenced once in that movie we just saw. So holy crap, here comes this post-credit scene. And, you know, for giant kaiju dorks like me, that was perfect.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I just spend that time when the lights come up a little bit to hide all the illegal candy and drinks that I have into a small popcorn bag and make sure that I get past the usher who doesn't see me throw it away.
Yeah, you're trying to pick up all your empty whiskey bottles.
All the airplane bottles, all the you know, the 4-pound bag of M&Ms. I got to stuff it into that trash bag. I mean, it's all got to go into the small popcorn I bought.
There's that one random tall boy that just goes rolling down the aisle. It's like,
Usually I can get that crunch when everybody's leaving. I just kind of put my heel on it and lean in. And when somebody looks at me and go, you're leaving early anyway.
Exactly.
So.
Well, yeah, I think it's exciting. I don't know, 5. It'll be interesting to see how they do it. I wonder if they'll kind of
wonder if it's 5 different movies.
intersperse them like amongst the credits. So it'll be like you'll get a minute of credits, and then you'll get one of the scenes, and then you'll get another minute.
Probably be something like
because
that.
If people, here's the funny thing: is people aren't going to realize there's 5 of them. So
they'll see one.
They'll
And then
see
get up and
one.
walk
See, that's what I'm saying, though. We are giving everybody that's listening right now the heads up to point and laugh at the people who leave at any point in time.
Yeah. Don't.
Oh, he left at 3. He left it. He's a 3 guy. He's a 3 guy.
What a nerd.
Nerd. Loser.
Wait a minute.
Don't reach out and try to help your fellow man.
No.
Laugh. Point and
No.
laugh.
Mm-mm.
Just
No.
point
Nope.
and laugh.
Nope.
Instead, suggest they listen to us on iTunes.
That's
How about
right. That's right. Make up your own personal business cards to hand out with our name on it.
Yep.
that? Wait, don't do that. No,
Don't
do not
that.
do that.
Don't do that. That was a lie.
So the other piece of news, though, we got Landon referenced it a minute ago, is James Gunn will write and direct Volume 3 of Guardians of the Galaxy. So that's good too. I mean, I felt like we were leading to a third.
Yeah, obviously. I mean, at this point, everything Guardians just straight at Prince money.
So-
Oh yeah, I'm gonna probably get that second soundtrack. That's that. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
literally, it's 70s, 80s songs again, but I don't care.
Yep.
Oh, it's
I thought
good.
the first one was great. I'm
Yeah.
gonna get the second one.
The great thing about those songs from Awesome Mix Volume 1 is after you watch the movie,
The scenes stick in your head when you watch.
now
Oh yeah,
you hear these songs
I
you've heard
love
for
it.
years, but now it makes you think of these things you saw in Guardians, which is fun.
Yeah,
It's a fun.
I'm totally on board with this.
Anytime I hear "Come and Get Your Love," I see Chris Pratt just dancing.
Yeah.
His opening credits,
Oh,
kicking
yeah.
with
that
the
little
rat in his
thing.
mouth, yeah, or he's talking like a microphone to this rat. I'm like, I love it. It's
Yep.
probably one of my favorite openings.
So they did give us the set list for Awesome Mix Volume 2, and as I tweeted, if you don't want some dude randomly singing loudly beside you in the movie theater, don't sit next to me. So it's hard not to sing along
I
with those
sway.
tunes.
I don't sing. I sway.
All right.
Moving on.
Moving on from Guardians. That was a nice Guardians chunk, but it is exciting. Oh, also, this is just a little side note. They unveiled the facade of the Guardians of the Galaxy ride at Disneyland.
Oh, okay.
So it was on the Disney Parks blog. If you guys are theme park nerds like me, you can go to the Disney Parks blog and you get all this, like, the information they want you to see at the time they want you to see it, of course. But they were ready. They went ahead and I guess they took down all the construction stuff. So now the Tower of Terror in Disneyland is converted to the collector's space
Menagerie.
facility, and it's So it looks cool. I recommend going to see
So
it.
is it going to be open in time for Volume 2 coming out?
I think so.
Okay. All right.
I think that I mean, to me it looks like I don't know why they'd unveil that and put it out on the blog if it wasn't
Yeah.
pretty close to getting
enough.
started.
Yeah. I only subscribe to that Epcot Center.
Oh, yeah,
Twitter.
the Twitter.
That's my new obsession.
We should say unofficial.
Unofficial
Epcot
Center Twitter. It's the best one. It's the best one. That person has to work there.
Yeah.
There's too much going on with that.
Check that out too. That is a fun follow on Twitter if you don't already. So I want to talk about this one because this actually ties back to something that we talked about. it may have been one of those things I didn't get to because of time, actually.
You mean like every show?
Yeah, because
We're consistent of nothing.
this was, so I can't even tell you what tweet this was, like a couple months ago maybe, but Disney started talking about that they were testing this technology where they were having individuals stand in a room and they would throw a ball to them, and it was people who typically maybe aren't as coordinated as, like, they didn't have like a professional baseball outfielder catching these balls. It was some just average Joe, and they were throwing them, and they were having trouble catching the ball. They gave them a VR headset, and they had a motion capture thing on their arm, and then they would throw the ball. And what the headset would do is it would predict the trajectory of the ball and show them where it was going to land, and the person was catching it every time.
Whoa.
So what we're talking about is essentially augmented reality being used to enhance human abilities, right? Which is something that we've seen kind of in movies before. It's almost like, I kind of think of it like a RoboCop thing or something like that. But we are on the verge of being able to basically give humans these cybernetic kind of enhancements that would give them abilities they didn't have before. So this ties into something that came out this week. It was from futurism.com. There was a tweet or an article that said that Mark Zuckerberg has announced that they are working for Facebook, they're working on a brain interface.
Yeah, I saw that. He's not the person I want working on that. Don't get me wrong. I'm glad his money's going into it, but I do not want the founder of Facebook to have a brain interface switch.
Yeah. So essentially, what it would do is it would be surgery, and you would essentially get some sort of an interface attached to your brain that you could interact with your social media or whatever without ever needing to use fingers.
I'm taking your picture right now. I'm blinking the piss out of it.
Or whatever. It is. I don't know if you've ever watched Black Mirror, but it's really similar to like Black Mirror stuff.
There's a show called Continuum. Have you guys ever seen it?
Have not, no.
Continuum. Okay, it's basically it's a futuristic show. This future cop gets pushed into the past. Of course, it's a time travel movie kind of thing. But the way the future worked is corporations took over. All the cops have an implant, and that implant is hooked up to a database. Everything they see, smell, or hear is admissible in court because they are a walking evidence locker. And their suits they wear are integrated into this same thing. So it's like if someone's like, I don't know, tackles them, is trying to disarm their weapon, they can interface with their suit to provide an electrical charge so it shocks them off of them. Or they can interface with their suit to do different things, check things out, make their hearing more supersonic, where they can hear longer distances, they can see longer distances. They've got HUD display within their eyes. It's really far out there stuff, but everything you're saying makes me think of that show. If you guys ever get a chance, just watch the first show. You'll see everything that they can do.
What network is the show on?
Sci-fi.
Sci-fi.
I think they're over. I think the show's ended, but it's on Netflix.
All right, good deal. Well, I like social media as much as the next person. I love to like stuff and retweet and reblog. As soon as I hear, this is surgery, brain surgery at that, no thank you.
Yeah, I'm already stupid as it is. I don't need any help. None.
Yeah, we're already stupid from social media without it being installed on us.
Yeah.
My hesitation comes from my brain thinks ridiculous, awful things all the time, and I don't necessarily want that live stream going to any of my social media ever.
Not even a little.
There's a part of my brain that's like American Psycho, and I just like to keep that person hid away.
I think everybody has that. We don't talk about that as people, but I think all of us have
qualities,
that. There are things that go on in your brain that you would never either act on or say or do anything about, but it happens, and you don't want it to happen.
No.
But it happens. I think Bill Burr has a nice thing where he talks about like his brain just thinks awful things, and it comes out because he doesn't have a filter, and he's just like, why did that even happen? Why is that in my brain?
Your first thought when you get cut off in traffic, what is your first thought?
Yeah, I wish I had a rocket launcher.
Yeah, I wish I had a rocket launcher. I wish I had,
I wish I had 2 more hands so I could give you 4 middle fingers.
I want to do awful things, and it's just like,
that's what people are thinking when I'm doing my using the force to merge onto the interstate.
Now wait a minute. Let me try to push you back the other way. You mentioned the force. What if you could get that installed and get special powers like that?
Okay, so I've got this leads me into the next thing, because in this same article it talks about Elon Musk has already been trying to develop augmentation technology. So basically, essentially, Have you ever seen The Matrix? I'm sure you have.
No, I'm not familiar with
Elon
The Matrix.
Musk is the Matrix?
No, Elon Musk wants to create
The
an
Matrix.
interface where basically you could plug in and download whatever knowledge you needed.
That's not horrible. I'm not against that. But
Man.
here's the thing. It's like Wikipedia. Is it true or not? Because our brains, I mean, they've even found things where your brain lies to you.
I mean, it's the whole Berenstein Bear.
Yeah. Oh,
and
the Mandela.
Yeah, the Mandela effect.
The Mandela effect or the Berenstain Bear effect. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, basically what he's saying is that
I believe in that, though.
with artificial
It was
intelligence.
Berenstein, not Berenstain.
know.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
All right, get your tinfoil hats out. people.
We're
You
from a
started
different
this.
timeline.
You started
But I didn't take it that way. I'm trying.
It's going that way.
I'm staying firmly grounded in reality at the moment.
Look, just because you
And
lay
we're-
the gravel don't mean we don't make our own paths. You know what I'm saying? We're going where we want.
Yeah, this timeline has to stick together.
That's right.
Matt?
That's right.
Well,
He's a stain guy.
Oh, please.
Sorry,
continue.
continue.
Sorry, Dad.
I've been here the whole time. I don't
He's
know
the
where you guys
editor.
were.
He'll take it out.
Exactly, yeah. He'll make himself sound great.
I know.
That's what I do every week.
No. That's why everybody thinks he's so great.
Justin's
so great.
I can tell that Matt and Landon neither one listen to the podcast because this is actually a single person show.
I know. I mean, I turn it on.
Hey, it still counts.
Yeah.
Download wise. I mean,
Yeah, there you go. That's all that matters.
I just use them for the ideas, and I'm like, oh, let me talk about that for a few
He
minutes.
goes in there and edits. He's like, and then I was thinking.
And then here comes Matt. I agree.
I agree. Yeah, he's got your voice and my voice. I agree.
Yep.
Oh, you're so smart. And he's like had to piece those words together.
Yes, Justin, you are correct.
Here, let me give you a bumper. You're so great. You're so smart. Man, wish there was two of you. You can use all that. That's all yours. That's all yours.
It really increases my brain health.
What were we talking about?
We're
Neuralink.
Neuralink.
Elon Musk's company. Elon Musk's company.
If he would change it to Muskus.
Muskus. So basically, let me tell you a little bit about that company. Their goal is to research the human brain in order to augment human intelligence and allow humans to keep pace with artificial intelligence. Initially, the enhancements would assist in smaller ways, such as helping us improve memory and create additional removable storage components.
Here's the problem with that. Have you seen what you have to pay for a terabyte on any kind of cloud storage? I'm sorry, your brain is full. If you pay $9.99, you'll get one more terabyte of information.
But it's saying removable storage.
I don't want to pull anything out of my head. It's bad enough hair falls out.
Yeah, and God forbid, what if you forget where you put your removable memory, especially if it was where you keep stuff.
Oh, crap. Who are you again? I'm your child. Yeah, I lost that jump drive. Oh, gosh. Help Daddy. I'm your dad. Okay. Help Daddy find his jump drive.
But Matt does make a good point. I mean, it's like storage, especially for cloud. I mean, it's like that price is only going to go up the more we as a society use the cloud. And the more, I mean, in theory, something that important would be stored on a backup, you would think, somewhere. So, I mean, obviously, this is going to be a very expensive endeavor one way or the other.
Oh, yeah.
But still, at the same time.
Well, initially, everything starts out that way. But if it was something that was popular and beneficial to the world, it would come down in price.
like HD TVs.
Yes, HD TVs or UHD TV.
Yeah.
What the hell is a UHD TV?
4K, man.
4K, bruh.
4K.
So
See the future in my 4K. It's looking bright.
here's something I feel like you forget. Your brain is still going to work.
Yeah, but everybody has
theory.
access to it, too.
Well,
In
yeah, we're
theory.
getting to the hive mind that we're all going to be the Borg.
Supposedly, that's the way to go.
I
They've
think
done
so.
it with mice, and they work well together. And I think this comes from them using AIs to hunt other AIs. And when they what was it, the wolf pack situation we saw? When they were working together, they cornered that one every time.
Yeah.
Poor defenseless AI.
Yeah, when the Wolfpack was together, they really
Well,
ran
that's what I'm
WCW.
saying. That's
Don't
what I'm
turn your
saying.
back on 'em.
Don't turn
Exactly.
your back. Ooh,
Might end up with a body bag.
that's right.
So I'll be first in line for the upgrades. Anyway,
I will not. I will be in a shelter with all my guns.
I want your reaction to this one. So Geek Tyrant had
You're
a
gonna
tweet.
get it. Geek Tyrant. They
Geek-
got some good articles.
At Geek Tyrant, Will Smith is in talks to play the genie in the live-action Aladdin.
You know, we talked about this. Who could you get? No one. And you can't get Will Smith.
Oh,
You
could. He
can't.
wants to do
No,
it.
you can't.
Apparently they are.
No.
Yeah, I'm going to echo what Matt said, and we've straight up asked this. Who are you going to get to step into those shoes left behind by Robin Williams? I don't think there's anybody you can.
There's nobody. Let
curly
the
shoes.
legacy go. Don't have a genie. I mean, they've already deformed what the real tale is anyway. I think Aladdin was a Chinese story to begin with. I'm not really sure. Myth and Legends has the real thing. If you guys want to get on there, it's a podcast. It's great. Don't listen to The Little Mermaid with kids. Anyway, it's bad.
Oh boy.
But no,
just
no
can't
minute, no.
Yeah, he can't bring
He
himself
can't
to it.
even.
I'm just thinking Men in Black in an Arabic tale. Hey man, come on.
Let me say,
That's my best Will Smith.
That was your best?
Not really.
Okay, all right, yeah.
you know how when Will Smith's tied to a project like this, we always get like Will Smith rap, like for the theme song and stuff.
No.
Wild
Oh, do you
Wild
think he'll
West,
come out? Wait. If we get a new CD, I'm okay with that.
Well, I'm sure he'd be all over.
That's the things
soundtrack.
that spin, and you could used to be able to put them in your cars, and they're kind of like cassette tapes, which is much older.
That's true.
If we get a new digital record, I know. I don't. What do you call them?
A soundtrack.
Yeah, soundtrack.
No, I'm talking like a personal one. Like he comes out with his own album.
An album.
Yeah. Okay.
He hasn't. There hasn't been a Will Smith album.
Not
in a
since we
long
got
time.
jiggy with it.
Yeah.
He hasn't named
No,
it.
there was
Wait.
Willennium.
Well,
came
yeah,
out.
Willennium. Yeah, that one was okay. I got that one too. I have all of them.
I don't know what a
I got
Willennium is.
collect 4.
So, if I guess what
It
my
happened
point
in
was
2K
is,
when we thought we were all gonna die.
Oh, okay. Yeah, all right.
is if we get more Will Smith raps, I'm down with that.
I just
The Aladdin rap.
don't think they can do it in Milan. I just don't think they can do it without being horribly racist. There's just no way. You've got to show poor people in both of them,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and that's gonna touch on culture.
But you don't have to be stereotypical with it.
Oh, we could just make them all white. What am I thinking? Aladdin's white now.
That's not what I mean. I mean, like, as far as the portrayal of the characters, it doesn't have to be stereotypical.
Well, we'll just get Matt Damon. Didn't he do that Chinese wall thing?
The Chinese wild thing.
I know. Because it's not really the Great Wall. I don't remember monsters there. It was the Mongolians that they were keeping out.
Mongolians.
Mongolians.
I love
Shitty Walk,
Mongolian
yeah.
beef.
No, that's from South Park. I thought you guys were South Park guys.
Yeah, yeah.
Mongolians.
We're going to go eat some chicken.
Chicken.
I'm saying city. Not
I said.
now.
I said.
Have fun editing.
That's a lot of beeps.
God bless.
That's coming out.
I really am cutting you both out of this episode.
And Adam is live.
It's out of my life.
That's how he gets back at us.
Tune in next week when Justin brings you Nerd News Cafe.
You know, it used to be 3 guys, and all of a sudden it's just 1 guy and 2 agreeing. I don't know what that is.
We are now a full-on ESPN show.
Oh,
One
we're
talking
hive mind.
head and 2 agreeing heads.
We've become Nerd News Cafe Hive Mind.
Hive mind. Hive mind. All right. I'm going to move on to the next one.
Fine.
You'll like this one. Let's talk Wheel of Time. So this long...
Did you mean to say Wheel of Time? Because
said
it sounded
Wheel
like you
of Time.
said Wheel, but like Will Smith of Time.
Wheel of Time.
It always sounds like
Will
Wheel
Smith
of
is
Time.
also starring in that movie, too.
God
Is
bless
there a
me.
difference between Will and
I don't know,
Wheel?
it's just-
I guess so.
Yeah.
Wheel.
Yeah,
Wheel
you
of
enunciate
Time.
more than I do. See, if I said Wheel of Time, you'd be like, you'd just accept it. You'd be like, that's what he said.
Wheel of Time.
Because it sounds like garbage coming out of my mouth.
I'm trying
anyway.
to tie Will Smith to the project.
Please do not.
So the news was that this has been picked up by Sony,
Yes.
and
Unfortunate for us.
for the TV adaptation. So, but it looks like it's moving forward.
I know. God, it's been since April that we heard the widow came on, and was interviewed, or I don't know, social media or something, last April, like a year ago,
Yeah.
and said, "Hey, we resolved all the lawsuits and conflicts. We're moving forward with the project. Really excited to be moving forward with the TV show."
Yeah. That was one of the first things we ever talked about.
Yeah.
If you want to go back in time, it was probably episode 2 or 3, and you can hear us talking about like the Wheel of Time TV
I
development.
did go back and listen to episode 2. Don't do that.
Okay. We don't recommend it.
We're in a closet. I'll
Great
just let you know, if you
film.
go back and listen to the earlier episodes, we are in a closet.
So behind the curtain,
They're funny.
There was one that we recorded in a dining room, and it just sounds like we are in a public restroom or something. Like the acoustics.
Broadcasting from stall number 5.
The acoustics are so bad.
It's
and
bad.
We had 2 recordings. Both of them were crappy. So the one you got was the best one.
Best
and
of the
I
trash.
apologize. There were probably people who listened to that one and they were like, done?
Done.
Never
Yeah.
again?
Maybe they've come back to us. Come back to us.
Bring back to us.
We have free stuff now.
Yeah, we got free stuff. Come on.
Yeah.
And we got Landon.
Exactly.
And
free
microphones
stuff.
and all kinds of stuff.
But yeah, so it is moving forward with Sony. Sony doesn't have the best track record right now. They have lent out a character to Marvel to help fix that. They still have screwed Fantastic Four. They still have screwed a lot of things. But hopefully, I don't know TV shows. Do you know any Sony TV shows? Can you guys think of the top of your head?
The last one that comes to my mind was Community, but
Well, that's great.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want that to be that, but
Yeah.
No, it wouldn't be.
have you guys watched any of the Shannara Chronicles?
I watched episode 1.
Have not.
Okay.
And I really liked it.
It's good. A lot of people don't like it because it's not with the book. There's a lot of different, of course, that's going to be different. And I hope they don't do, the Widow's involved in this. There's a lot of people that are involved with this that will probably keep it true to the book, or at least some of the plot of it. It's going to be crazy, the cast. It'll probably have more characters than Game of Thrones.
Wow.
I mean, there's over 100 moving characters in this thing. I mean, you know about like people's handmaids and, you know, the stable boys. I mean, some of those come back. And there's tons of villains. I hope they do well with it. I don't know. I'm excited, but there's a part of me that's like, please don't screw this up. Mm-hmm. Because there was Red... God, what was her name? It's on there. Red... is it Red Flag? It's not Red Flag. Thought that'd be funny.
Red Sonja?
Red Sonja? The
Red Robin.
Red Foreman?
Dumbass. So they had the rights, and to keep the rights, they have to produce something over an amount of time. On FXX, they kicked out a show that had I can't remember his name now. He's in Titanic. Billy Zane.
Okay.
Billy Zane in it as one of the characters, and it was like the prelogue to the first book. And it was the weirdest thing I'd ever seen in my life. It came on at 2 a.m, and that was it.
Oh, boy.
That was a I want to keep my rights show.
And that was, we have to do the contractually bare minimum.
Yep.
And this is our bare minimum.
Yeah, and it was strange and weird, and I didn't understand it because I've watched it on YouTube several times. I'm like, this is the prologue? But I don't know what we're doing.
Wasn't that done with the Fantastic Four back in the 80s or so?
I heard, yeah.
There was a really bad, like, straight-to-TV movie made just so the studio could hang on to the rights.
God, that's awful.
Or maybe that's Arrested Development Season 4. One of the two, but regardless, I know what you're talking about.
But anyway, I'm hoping this go forward. I hope this is bigger than Game of Thrones. I'm not looking to compete. I'm looking, because that's about to end. So this could be the next, those fans grab onto.
Step in after, yeah.
And Shannara Chronicles is good, but it's very MTV. It's very like teens. And, you know, at one point, this is, I don't want to spoil it for anybody. So 3, 2, 1, sorry. The show is a post-apocalyptic fantasy world. Okay. So our world happened, but it's gone. And like you've got creatures that had developed from, I guess, mutation or something like that. Yeah, radiation. You have trolls, you have elves, and the elves, I don't think that they were mutation. I think they came from another world.
Yeah.
Or they were in hiding.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, at some point, like they fall into a high school gym and
all of a sudden, High School Musical breaks out.
Yeah, I was going to say, do the elves like have to pick a prom king and queen?
No, but at one point there's a D&D reference because he has these stones and then he sees these 2 D20s and he picks those up and fools somebody by giving them the D20s thinking it's the stones.
Okay.
So that's interesting. I think it was D20. Maybe it was a D20, D10. It doesn't matter. I know. But
D's nuts.
D's,
Got him.
Hey, great zinger there, buddy. Boy, you just knocked us all down.
Wow. He's been waiting the whole show. But yeah, it's very MTV. I'm hoping this has a more adult spin on it. And it says Sony, but who's going to put it on?
So it was interesting while we were Googling this, or while you were discussing it, I was Googling it to see what Sony Entertainment Television had developed. It's mostly Indian TV shows. They do like a ton of work in India.
Oh God, it's going to be Bollywood. Here I come with a knife and
no, it won't be that.
Hey, but you know what? Indian television and movies is a very profitable market. So good on Sony, I guess.
Yeah.
Somebody has to make that money. Might as well be Sony.
Actually, those Bollywood ones aren't that bad. If you've ever watched one, I mean, it's a lot of music, but
They're fun. They're over the top.
They're fun. They're really fun. So I can't say
their action movies are ridiculous.
Oh yeah,
but they are fun to watch. But I don't think it's going to be a Bollywood production.
But they didn't have anything concrete.
Not that I was.
This is their first like American.
Oh sure, I'm sure they've done.
Who's
other
trying
stuff,
to take it on though? I mean, I know it's Sony, but Sony doesn't have a channel. So where is it going?
I would say
I would love
thinking about what it is.
I would love for Netflix to get it, but I got a feeling it's going to be an Amazon thing.
Amazon or Hulu, maybe.
Hulu. Oh God, I'll have to get Hulu if they go on Hulu. That will be the whole money will be going to them. I'll even put that in the email. I'm paying for Hulu, but I want all the money to go to Wheel of Time.
Send money to Wheel
Wheel
of
of Time, personally.
You're going to earmark your payment.
There you go, man. That's an old term.
I don't think that's how that works, but I appreciate the dedication to the fandom.
I wish you could do that on Netflix. They're like, okay, we understand you're paying your $9.99. Where do you want it to go?
Then at that point, I mean, that would just
Shows would be completely...
exactly that would break the Netflix model. Much
yeah.
like the way we can't move towards a la carte, like
cable, gosh,
exactly. Netflix.
Though I will say those days are coming. It's just you may have to have 17 subscriptions to a la carte it. Mm-hmm. I just saw where Amazon Prime is picking up the NFL. Mm-hmm. So now you can watch football games on Amazon Prime, which seems super weird to me. And then I saw YouTube is supposed to be picking up ESPN network.
Really?
I think it was YouTube. It's one of the pay ones. So you may be able to watch ESPN on there. And if that's the truth, goodbye cable.
Yeah, yeah, sports is the only thing. Exactly.
There's nothing else on there I give a crap about that I can't get on Hulu or Netflix
demand,
or on demand or any of that other stuff.
Yeah.
So that's a separate conversation. So yeah, Wheel of Time, great. Watch it, get it. The books are great, guys. They really are. And there's a companion book that came out. I think Andrew mentioned it on Twitter.
Yeah.
That has the characters in it. Now, granted,
I'm going to need that.
You're going to need that, but here's a problem with it. It has spoilers in it.
Yeah, that'd be tough to avoid, I think. Like, if you need any... They do need to make some sort of a companion book for the series, where it could be like episode 1,
it's
without
called the first book.
spoilers... Well...
I know, I'm just messing with you.
But without spoilers, like, here's bulleted. These are the characters.
No, that's exactly what I was going to say, is it's kind of bullets. Like, hey, this is... book 1, book 2, book 3, book 4, it tells you, because, I mean, it does say that the books are numbered. There's not just random titles associated to them. So they can say, if you're on book 3, it'll say, oh, book 3. Then you can read and you see 7 through 8. They're like, oh, I don't want to read that. The page goes. But.
Yeah, I mean, so like, they could do it without spoilers, but also mention, like, key geographies.
Now, there's a lot of maps in it.
I mean, they could make it an app, actually. We are in the digital age. Why not make it an app?
Yeah.
So
I would pay for that app.
Like a companion
I've read the books, but I'd still buy the app.
Yeah. So that's what I'm promoting at this point.
I got a Taravern shirt I need to order.
So once again, another $1 million idea.
$1 million.
Just handing them out.
Handing them out like hotcakes.
That and free digital comic books. $1 million ideas in comics. That's why you come to listen to us.
No, we thought of like the actual he come up with the one where you like make the Kindle look like a comic book and you open it and that's how you view your comics. It's specifically for comics.
Trying to make it a little more like physical for people who like the setup of a physical.
You could even make it smell like it. You could get like a Febreze thing that smells like comic book pages.
Squirts you in the face.
God, it's in the eye, but it smells amazing.
It smells like ink and angst. It's in my nose.
But they'll call it a cooling gel.
There you go.
Another South Park reference.
Nice.
On that one, I think we should round this one out because we have expired our time. So, okay, follow us on Twitter at nerd_news_cafe. Go to our fan page on Facebook and interact with us there. You can go to our website. On the website, if you want to know why you should go there as opposed to some of our other places, there's pictures that you might not see other places, and there's episode recaps that you can read, so those are always good. I'm thinking about adding a couple other things. Been bouncing around in my head. I'll tell you guys, but I won't tell the listeners.
That's right.
So
keep it under
go to the
lock and key.
website
We
if
call
you
that a
want to
tease.
see it. Yeah. And you can email us nerdnewscafe@gmail.com. Oh, yeah, the website's nerdnewscafe.com. And if you want to see our ugly mugs in person, you won't be able to tell a difference because we're all clones. But you
cut
you
from
can
the
do
same cloth.
Yep.
on Free Comic Book Day, May 6th, come out to Nerdvon in Knoxville if you're local. If not, fly in, bus in. We are not covering any of your travel
Boat
costs,
in.
Not even a little.
but we'll give you a high
There's
five.
rivers all the way there.
We'll give you a high five. We might even let you say hello on the show or something like that.
There you go.
So, yeah. Because if you really came from a long distance to
Oh,
do that,
absolutely.
you would deserve a minute or two of airtime.
I'm talking to you, Canada.
Yeah, if you drive from more than 2 states over, we will kick Matt off the show and you can take his place.
They've been looking for a reason to get rid of me since day one.
So, anyway, I think that's all my plugs. Landon, what do you got to plug?
Twitter.com/Landoz, LANDOZ. Yeah.
Yeah.
Stay classy. I don't know.
And the Twitch. You like to mention the Twitch.
Yeah, Twitch. My life has gotten a little bit too busy to the point where I can't Twitch on the regular basis. But once it settles down a little bit, maybe towards July-ish, I'll be on Twitch more active. So.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of twitching coming up when Battlefront 2 comes out and all that kind of stuff. So be on the watch. Be on the lookout.
Still want to throw it out there, playing Mass Effect Andromeda multiplayer on Xbox Live, BIGLANDOZ. Send me a friend request and NNC in the message, and we will kill some ket. How about it?
Every time you throw out your BIG, I just want to say, notorious.
Hey, feel free to. I've been called way worse.
Matt, what do you want to plug?
Read Wheel of Time. Read anything.
There you go.
Read a
Read.
book.
Yep. Mm-hmm. You savages.
Freaking savages. No, I think you guys covered it.
Alrighty. Well, thanks for listening. We love you guys. We love the fact that you interact with us every week. Keep doing that. We will keep interacting right back with you. Until Thursday, we'll see you next time.
In transmissions.